Hi everyone, welcome to Before and After Your Computer. My name is Jennifer from the Lucy Robbins Wells Library. Need an upgrade? Not sure what new computer to buy? At a loss on what to do with your old one? Today we will offer some advice and tips to make the right purchase and dispose of your old computer properly. The handout will be provided on our website. If you have any questions, reach out to us through phone or email. These will be provided at the end of the presentation. Without further ado, let's get into before and after your computer. In part one, we are going to look at some essential tips to make the right call when buying a new laptop. We're going to look at picking a platform, deciding if you want a two-in-one, choosing the right size laptop, picking your specs, looking at battery life, planning your budget, and minding what kind of brand you buy, as well as the best time to buy. Let's look at picking a platform. Most laptops come with one of these three operating systems. The first one is Google Chrome OS. Found on inexpensive Chromebooks, Chrome OS is a simple and secure operating system for web browsing. However, it is also limiting as there are few offline apps that work well on it. This operating system is best for staying online, checking email, and navigating social networks. Next is Microsoft Windows 10. Windows 10 is the most flexible operating system as it appears on many more makes and models than others. It is the latest operating system from Microsoft and is considered to be an improvement over Windows 7 and Windows 8. Countless programs and softwares are able to run on this operating system, but Windows could improve on its touch-friendly apps in the future. Last is Apple OS 11 Big Sur. All MacBooks come with Apple's own operating system. Similar to the functionality of Windows 10, OS 11 is similar to the organization of an iPhone or iPad. However, the OS 11 Big Sur is not touch-friendly as no MacBook comes with a touch screen. Next, you need to decide if you want a two-in-one. A two-in-one device can switch between a traditional clamshell mode or a tablet mode. There are two different styles to choose from. Detachable is where the screen comes off the keyboard, while flexible is a flexible laptop with hinges that you can move around. If you do not see the need to use a notebook as a tablet, get better performance for your money with a traditional clamshell laptop. Let's look at choosing the right size. You should figure out how portable you need your laptop to be. Laptop screens come in a variety of display and sizes. For a reduced budget, 11 to 12 inches is probably the smallest laptop you can get. As the most portable size, you will end up sacrificing usability for portability, as it will probably be very light and very small. Next is a 13 by 14 inch laptop screen. This is the best balance of portability and usability. Then there's also a 15-inch screen that is the most popular, as it has a larger screen, and though it tends to weigh more in the end. Finally, you have the 17 to 18 inches, one of the biggest laptop screens you can get around. This bigger size usually means more processing power, but it also means that it'd be cumbersome to move and a bit heavier. All right, let's look at picking your specs. Laptop components can be very confusing. Here are some main terms and numbers to keep an eye on. The CPU is the brains of your computer, and this has a huge influence on the performance of your computer. Here are some general CPU models that you may encounter as you shop for a laptop, as well as some notes that you might want to keep in mind when you see them. RAM. So RAM is very important. RAM is quick access memory. The more multitasking you do, the more RAM you will need. If you ever notice that you are doing a bunch of things at the same time and your laptop starts to slow down or it stutters or it takes a while to load things, that's because it's running out of RAM. So the more RAM that you have, the better your laptop will perform as you multitask. The smallest amount of RAM you can possibly get is about 2 gigabytes of RAM. This is seen on lower end laptops. You know, try to avoid it if you can. Next is 4 gigabytes of RAM. This is probably the minimum recommended. You'll be just fine with it. However, as time goes on, as a laptop gets older, as more apps start to demand more of the RAM, you might see some stuttering and buffering. Last is 8 gigabytes of RAM. This is really recommended nowadays as we are using more applications, more software, we're demanding more from our computers, and so we're going to need more RAM to keep up. Let's take a look at the storage drive. So this is your storage drive, your hard drive. The performance of your hard drive is very important. It is recommended, if you can, to get a solid state drive, as seen here, rather than a hard disk drive. A solid state drive works 3 times faster than a hard disk drive, thus guaranteeing a faster laptop. Unfortunately, having a solid state drive also means a higher price tag for the laptop, so just keep that in mind as you budget. When you look at your screen, you're looking at your display. The display on your laptop is filled with pixels, tiny dots of color. The more pixels your display has, the better the picture will be. It won't be as fuzzy, it'll be a sharper color, sharper screen, and it will look overall better. Here are some general display sizes that you might encounter as you shop, and what is good, what is average, and what is high end. Just be aware that the more pixels you have, the more sharper the screen is, the more battery life you'll end up using, and the more it will cost. Touchscreen. We are using touch screens more than ever nowadays, and having a touchscreen is overall a fun feature. However, you will only get a touchscreen on a laptop if it is a 2-in-1. It's meant to be both a laptop and a tablet. In addition, having a touchscreen means 1 or 3 hours of less battery life. Touchscreens tend to drain batteries a lot faster, so just keep that in mind if battery life is a concern for you. Graphics card. All laptops have something called an integrated graphics chip. While you can add a high-end graphics chip, this is usually unnecessary unless you intend to play computer games or edit videos. So otherwise, just don't really consider it a factor when buying a laptop unless you tend to do a lot of games or videos on it, and don't try to let them sell you something that you don't need. So CD, DVD, Blu-ray drives. These days, very few laptops come with a CD drive, as it is implied that almost everything is downloadable these days, which is kind of true. However, you can buy a separate DVD drive for under $20 these days to connect to your computer via a USB port, which works just fine. Big one, battery life. So trying to extend the battery life of your computer can be a never-ending battle. If you are buying a laptop that will never leave your desk, then you don't really have to worry about battery life. It just always remains plugged in and stationary. However, if you plan to move the laptop around, bring it to school, bring it to work, bring it to a friend's house, then you may want to keep the battery life in mind. So a lower end laptop will get you about 6 hours of battery life at the start. Others, if you go up a little bit more on the price tag, you can get 8 hours. Any more than 8 hours is a bonus, and enjoy it. Just keep in mind that as the laptop grows older, time goes on, you put more stuff on it, the battery life will decrease. Battery life is not infinite. It's very finite. It will decrease as time goes on, and by the end, you might be struggling just to charge it, or it might struggle to keep a charge. So let's look at your budget. It is certainly possible to buy a new laptop for under $200, but you may want to consider paying more for a device for better quality, performance, display, and just with the plan that will last longer. So $150 to $250, you're looking at lower end Windows or Chromebooks. They might last you 2 or 3 years, but you can't really expect it to be more than that. From $250 to $600, you're looking at a whole variety of options with good components, but you definitely will not get a solid state drive as a hard drive or an HD display if a picture is a concern of yours. $600 to $900, you're looking at premium designs with more features. You can get your solid state drive most likely, better battery life, more RAM. And with the intention that it should last 5 years with hopefully more, with that in mind. Above 900, you're looking at probably a very high-end Windows computer or a MacBook. These are more portable, powerful, they're built to last. With that kind of price tag, you would expect to get 10 years at the most around then for that amount of money. Mind the brand. All right, when considering the laptop, take a look at what brands offer, whether it be technical support or warranty, what you're comfortable with. If you've always bought a Dell or an HP, and you've been happy with their product, give them another shot. If you had a bad experience with customer service with a certain company, then don't go back to them and give another company a shot. These are from Consumer Reports based on what laptop brand did the best throughout the past 3 years. Dell is usually always in there at some point, as well as HP, and ACS and Lenovo tend to switch places back and forth. So when's the best time to buy? You can technically usually buy anytime. I know it's a bit different with the pandemic right now. But if you wanted to buy a brand new laptop that just got developed, just off the shelf, for Apple computers, for MacBooks, they usually refresh its laptops around June or July, once a year. They add new features, they try to improve some stuff, that way they can keep their high price tag. For PCs, most major companies release new laptops twice a year. These times are also when the best deals are usually, when they're trying to sell laptops, because they know people need them. That would be usually back to school time from July to August, as well as the holiday season from November to December. Now, obviously things are very weird right now with the pandemic, so in normal days, this will be true, but I certainly cannot guarantee the same for right now this year. All right, and so that was looking at buying a new laptop. Let's discuss how you would properly dispose of your old one. So we need to get rid of your old laptop. It shouldn't just sit in a shelf somewhere collecting dust, taking up space. You could be getting rid of an old laptop if it's outdated, if it's not updating anymore, if the battery refuses to charge or it won't turn on at all. So with all this in mind, we need to discuss several ways to dispose of your laptop. And we also may have to make sure that you protect your security and your privacy. So we're going to discuss protecting yourself, making sure that you remove any personal information from your laptop. We're going to discuss how you can sell it, maybe make some money off of it, or if that doesn't work, appropriately recycling it. So first, we're going to talk about protecting yourself. We're going to look at backing up your computer, how to de-authorize any software on your computer that you may want to use on your next one, as well as cleaning and restoring the computer to factory settings. So let's start. Step one is to back up your computer. Before taking any action to wipe a computer clean, be sure to back up any files or data stored on the computer with one of these methods. Whether it be a flash drive, if you don't have too much on there, an external hard drive, if you just want to plug in the external hard drive and just copy the hard drive on your computer onto your external one, or cloud storage. Cloud storage where you can pick and choose what you want to upload to the cloud, have it stay up there in the cloud, and then bring it back down on your new laptop. Step 2 is to deauthorize. This is a step that many forget to complete. Many programs such as iTunes and Microsoft place limits on how many devices you can run their service on. So it is important to deauthorize any services that place a limit on the number of computers your license supports. To deauthorize a program, open it and look for the option to deauthorize the service. This might be in your account or in the file of the software. You can always Google this question and you can find instructions on how to deauthorize that particular program. Step 3 is to clean and restore the device to factory settings. So now we are ready to wipe the laptop clean and restore it to its factory settings. This is important to protect your security and privacy by deleting any personal information and data that relates to you. Unfortunately, simply dragging all the files and folders into a trash can is not enough. Even after emptying the trash, it is still possible for a determined computer expert to get into those files. So instead, we're going to reset your computer to its original state. Now, it is different to reset a Mac versus to reset a PC, and these step-by-step instructions can be seen with the handout on our website as well. So I won't go into it, but it's usually very easily. So now we get to sell it. So once your computer is wiped clean and you have the option to sell your laptop. You can try to sell it on eBay or Craigslist if you're comfortable with those services, but if you do not want to follow that route, you have other options. Amazon has a trade-in site where you can trade in your old devices for an Amazon gift card. So if you're a heavy Amazon user, this could really be helpful for you. Apple will take in trade-ins for a payout in Apple gift cards. They will even take non-Apple products, so that's good. The service called Power On is found at reuserecycle.poweron.com, as seen here. Here you can identify the laptop you want to trade in, and they will give you a quote. Dell has a similar trade-in program where they will take in your trade-in and offer you a Dell gift card, hoping that you will buy a Dell laptop from them again. Now, the big warning here is that there is no guarantee that these companies will take your device. It is very possible that after you identify your laptop, you tell them what you have, your product value may be $0. It might be not really worth anything to them. In that case, you are urged to recycle your laptop. The older your computer is, the older the laptop is, it's very unlikely that these companies will not want it because they will not be able to sell it to other people because it is rather old. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so if we are not selling the laptop, either because it's not really worth much anymore, or if you're not comfortable giving away your used laptop to another person, just in case, you should recycle it. Please, please, please do not throw your laptop away. Do not just throw it into your trash bin. Discarded electronics harm the earth, water, and air. There's a lot of heavy chemicals and elements in the laptop, and that really shouldn't just be sitting in a landfill. When it is time to get rid of old electronics like laptops, phones, tablets, anything like that, please recycle them appropriately. I have a couple of options here, but please contact these following locations directly before going and trying to recycle. Due to the pandemic, there may be some new restrictions or rules that I am not aware of right now, so just keep that in mind. Best Buy. Best Buy will gladly recycle your old electronics. You can drop off your laptop at any Best Buy store to recycle it, as well as other devices. But just give them a call and to see if there's any restrictions you need to be aware of. Microsoft will do the same thing. They will take laptops to be recycled. You can drop off your laptop at any Microsoft store to recycle it. Finally, Newington residents with the Newington Recycling Program can now have a location for recycling electronic waste at the Newington Transfer Station located on Main Street. They will take desktop computers, laptop computers, monitors, printers, televisions, anything like that. So just check them out if you want to go that route as well. And that's it. Hopefully this has provided you with a good introduction to before and after your computer. Again, the handout will be provided on our website for you to download and save. If you have any questions, please reach out to us through the phone at 860-665-8700 or through our email as seen here. I'm Jennifer, and thank you for watching Before and After Your Computer program presented by the Lucy Robbins Wells Library. Thank you, and bye.